Hello, in this video we're going to have a look at how to use PHP, which is a server-side scripting language or programming language, to read this CSV file. So if we have a look here, this is running off the web server, which is how PHP works, and you'll see the pets.csv file is in the same directory. So let's have a look at the code. So down the bottom, the HTML is actually very simple. That's the HTML there. That stuff there is just calling in the bootstrap so that we can have it looking a little bit nicer, and that's what lines 45 and 46 are doing as well. But really all we're doing is we've got a container here, so we've got a div, and we're going to, inside that div, we're showing this variable called show table. So up here, all we're really doing is constructing a variable called show table. So the first thing we do is create this variable called CSV file straight from pets.csv. We're checking to see if the file actually exists, because if it doesn't, we're going to return this error here. So there's some basic validation for existence in there. Then we're going to use this thing called fopen for file open, I suspect. We're reading, so it's a little bit like Python in that sense. So we're telling it what file to read, and we're creating this object called file. And then we're going to iterate through all of the rows of it. So before we start, we're going to create this variable called show table, and we're just going to put the first bit of HTML in it. Then we're going to go through every line of the data that we've taken out of the CSV file, and we're going to add to show table. And as you can see, we're starting and finishing with a TR there, so we're creating a row every time we read through a row of data from the CSV file. And then at the end, once we've finished doing that for all the rows, we're just closing our HTML, and then we've got this whopping great variable that we're going to plonk in, and that is what shows up here. So going back to the page, there it is. Now, if we look under the hood with page source, that there, all of that there, that's the variable show table. So the PHP is building up that variable, and it's just putting it in, it's echoing it there on the page. So in effect, we are building the HTML on the server, and then we're just serving it up as a very plain page to the user. So that's how that works, and if you're interested, there is another video about how we're going to write that file using PHP, which is also, I think, really elegant.